witness the signing of the MoU between FLO and AIC ISB Incubation Center at Mohali. Truly, it's really an honor for me to be here today as the head of the incubation cell for FLO, to be witnessing this opportunity and to have the opportunity to host all of you. So thank you for being here with us. Allow me to give you a quick background about our incubation program, and to just start off with what has been our goal and the activities that we have done so far in the course of this year. So we started off about a little over a year ago now, and we started with the goal that at the National Incubation Center with FLO, our goal is to really build a sustainable ecosystem for our FLO members so that they can benefit from a structured help and get the required guidance through that program and through that ecosystem. So really that was the very simple goal that we started with to support our members that were kickstarting their journeys as entrepreneurs. Really, the way we decided how to achieve this goal was to actually start partnering with strong and renowned incubation centers such as yourselves and across India. And this today marks the 24th MoU that we have signed with an incubation center across India. So really, it's a very proud moment for all of us today to be able to have so many successful partnerships across India. To continue on in the last few months to kind of share with you, Mr. Bhushan, and of course with you, Harshita, today, is what we've done in the course of the year, right? So we started with identifying these entrepreneurs across our chapters. We have about 17 chapters, pan-India, and 4 that are the FLO chapters, so around 21 chapters. And we talk to these people to come and talk to us to understand about the program, and then sign up for the ones that were interested in the incubation program, right? So this started off early of last year when we began to talk to them and started to do the deep dive sessions and actually get a good understanding into their businesses and the goals that they had. So fortunately for us, and we are really proud to share with you today that we've been able to successfully incubate 23 of these startups across the various chapters and in various incubation centers across India. So we really feel good that in a short period of time, we've been able to achieve that level of success. So we wanted to even share that with you. Along with that, what we've also decided to take on as a goal is to constantly and regularly organize various enablement and education programs to empower our members for ensuring that we are providing them an environment of continuous learning. And I'm sure that with this partnership, it will have a powerful impact for our members to be able to access all that knowledge and of course, work with you all on the incubation centers and the incubation programs that you would have with us. Finally, with no further delay, allow me to introduce and invite our FLO president, Janvi Fukan, a visionary leader, who's been here and has been able to inspire us on various partnerships and to constantly motivate us to make sure that we are really making a good headway in our abilities to make our members successful in their entrepreneurial journey. She's been very passionate and committed on this, on various initiatives, and incubation being one of them. So a little bit about Janvi ji. Janvi Fukan is a graduate of Calcutta University and holds a postgraduate degree from the Indian Institute of Mass Communications, IIM Kolkata, and is an alumni of Indiana University, USA. She's been a successful entrepreneur and has co-founded 2 national award-winning travel companies in Northeast India with over 3 decades of experience behind her. Janvi ji has also been conferred with the Doctorate of Letters honoris causa by Assam Downtown University in June of 2018, in recognition of her outstanding work and the contribution in ecotourism in efforts of women's causes. Mrs. Fukan is a member of the National Board of Indian Institute of Entrepreneurship, now under the Ministry of Entrepreneurship and Skill Development since 2012. I'd like to welcome Janvi ji to give us today a few words and share with us her vision about the incubation program and how we can partner and make this a successful partnership. My very welcome to you, Janvi ji.
Thank you, Nehal, for this warm introduction. and delighted to be here to meet all of you today. We have, thanks for taking out the time to be able to sign this MOU at short notice, but we decided that it needed to be done. An opportunity like AIC, ISB must not be wasted. So Mr. Yamini Bhushan Pandey, Chief Executive Officer, AIC, welcome. Ms. Harshita Sharma, Program Manager, warm welcome. And a very warm welcome to the rest of us at FLO and our past president, Renuka Shah, who's joined us today from Kolkata. So my very able National Initiative Head, Nehal Parikh, has taken you through the idea behind the FLO Incubation Cell. We come in, this FLO is a 37-year-old organization, and there have been many great initiatives along the way. This is something we have actively taken it to the next level under Nehal's leadership. And on behalf of FLO, and there are 17 chapters that I represent, I'm really delighted to be here for the 24th MOU signing indeed. So our term will come and go. Our tenure ends in April, but we know the legacy that we've left behind, and we continue to be led by Nehal, and we want this to go from strength to strength, not only for the Mohali chapter that we have, but across all the chapters in the country. We can only see FLO getting the bandwidth it deserves and getting in more and more women incubators under our wing to be able to take it to the next level. So I really want to thank you and the Untitled Incubation Center for partnering with us. I'm reminded of a quote today by author and entrepreneur Jennifer Ritchie-Payette, who spoke about build systems and methods that incubate ideas, facilitate cooperation, and spark growth. So that was what we wanted, just spark the ideas and spark the growth. So I'm reading somewhere about the National Business Incubation Association, who spoke about the primary objective of an incubator, is to produce, finally, successful and financially viable firms that can survive on their own. And our women entrepreneurs really needed that help. What the World Bank talks about gender equality is really smart economics. And it is an acknowledged fact that a country's economic competitiveness will increase as the gender gap decreases. Participation of women in business is vital for our country and for the globally. Today, we are 49% of our country's population of 1.3 billion, but only 14% of the businesses are run by female entrepreneurs. So we are still far from where we need to be, but we will, all these are small efforts, drops in the ocean to take us where we want to be. And we've recognized that the barriers to this goal of equal participation someday of the labor workforce for women, it stems from the lack of access to opportunities, access to networks, access to advocacy, and how the entrepreneurial process is always marked with the challenges. A significant ones being the fear and the risk of working with the unknown, of building resources for survival, of the macro and micro factors involved in the personality, the attitude of the entrepreneur. So that handholding is what is vital for her. To be able to identify and create the opportunities, and how to address the regulatory framework and the market conditions, which tends to put off any budding entrepreneur. The knowledge of other startups around her, the cultural makeup of the locations they come from, because we are dealing with various pockets of the country which need this kind of help, and the access to the trained talent, the technology, the market, the finance, and the mentors. So that is how the role of the business incubators have come in today. In India, we have 20,000 startups across various domains and focus areas. I understand in 2018, over $65 billion was invested in about 1,800 rounds of startups in India. Though these numbers may seem to be small, I know in this after COVID times, it's going to increase, and there is startups is the way for the future ahead of us. And we've seen that Bangalore and Delhi seem to be the top 20 cities of the country, which has attracted the most venture capital investments so far. We hope the story will change and it will go to the other metros of our country. But India is ranked third after US and China on the number of incubators. We want to see that there are more incubators for women at this soon. So with this little dedicated effort from our part in FLO and the great leadership that I found in all the chapter chairs who've come forward and been managed by Nehal at the head, we are taking our steps towards more progress. And I know this MoU will add a new dimension to our initiative and will make a difference to our women members. And I especially encourage our FLO Delhi chapter, not Delhi chapter, but FLO Delhi members to come forward and take more advantage of this Nehal. So as a token of our gratitude, we would like to play a virtual memento for Mr. Yamini Pandey, CEO. May I request IT to share it on the screen? Did it get shared? Is it coming on?
No, it's not come up yet.
It's not come up yet, okay. Anshu is trying. So Mr. Pandey, we're getting there and the physical memento will definitely reach you, I promise you that.
Thank you so much.
This is a small gesture from our side. Thank you so much. All right, and right. Thank you, Anshu.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you so much, Janvi ji, for really setting the context. And thank you really sharing the entire background and really helping us put all of the efforts that we're trying to achieve during the course of the year and taking this initiative forward. Really, it was nice to hear the way we are approaching this program also. So thank you for your thoughts on that. And again, now I'd like to invite Harshita Sharma, who's the program manager. So Harshita and me, of course, were introduced by you, Janvi ji, several months ago, back in 2020. And, you know, we've been in touch, and I know that I've seen her being committed through these several months of making sure that how we can figure out a way to get this partnership going. So thank you, Harshita, for always, you know, staying in touch and making sure that we made this thing happen for FLO and for ISB Mohali. So really, it's been great getting to know you during the course of the year and working with you to see this through actually come for us. I'm going to request you, Harshita, to say a few words.
Sure. Thank you so much, Nehal, for that warm introduction. And yeah, I agree with you. We have been in conversation over the last few months, and it has been interesting. And I'm really pleased that finally this is happening. So yeah, it's a great moment for all of us. So I would just like to share a brief introduction about the work that we do at AIC ISB. So AIC is one of the incubation centers that Indian School of Business runs, this being at Mohali, while the other one is at Hyderabad campus. And at AIC, we actually create, design, and then implement sector-focused incubation and acceleration programs for startups. Now, these startups could be early stage, and also they could be a growth stage or a mature startup, which are primarily looking to scale their businesses to the next level. So depending upon the sector trends or depending upon the needs of the entrepreneurs, we sort of design the support pieces and create a program around that. Right now at AIC, we have 3 programs. One which was recently launched is called Founder, and it is specifically focused towards women entrepreneurs who already have an existing business in place, and now they are looking to scale it up to new horizons and to sort of shatter the glass ceilings. So this is a 6-month business accelerator program for which we are currently accepting applications also. And we are hoping to launch it and onboard our portfolio by April, mid of April actually. So this is the one which is specially focused and designed for women entrepreneurs and to tackle the various challenges that they face in the startup ecosystem. Besides Founder, we also have 2 other programs. One is the Incubation program, which is more sector agnostic in nature and more focused towards early stage entrepreneurs who have a product in place and who have a solution and some early market traction, but they are still figuring it out, a sustainable business model, still figuring it out, the marketing strategy, their team, etc. So for them, we have also an incubation program in place for which we have just closed the applications. And apart from this, we also have an agri-focused accelerator program called eStack. We have just finished our first ever cohort, for which the closing ceremony is actually today, later in the day. And we will soon launch the second round of applications also in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, so this is the kind of work that we are doing at AIC, just figuring out what are the sector needs and just trying to come up with new ideas and new solutions, and looking at different stakeholders and how we can work together with them to sort of contribute towards the startup ecosystem. Right. So yeah, I think that was a bit about the work that we do at AIC. And now I think I would invite Bhushan, who is our CEO at AIC, to say a few words and talk about the MoU that we have signed with FICCI.
Thank you, Harshita. Thank you so much. And special thanks to Janvi ma'am for being here. And of course, Nehal for coordinating all this so smoothly. As rightly said, and just adding to what Janvi ma'am said, funding is one of the main areas which needs to be looked at. I mean, if we talk about last year data, not more than 34 women entrepreneurs got 34% of women entrepreneurs got funding, against more than 70% of male-dominated or possibly a mix of male and female companies. So that is an area which needs to be looked at for sure. There are a number of problems in the society, especially that women entrepreneurs are facing. Be it, we keep on talking and discussing that on various platforms, be it family restrictions or lack of finance, or maybe lack of education, kind of a lack of persistent nature or unfavorable environment there. But I would like to break these problems into three categories in context of the MoU that we are going ahead with, and the work that we can do together for the upliftment of women entrepreneurs in India. One is bringing more and more women in mainstream society. I understand this is a cultural shift which will take some time and that will be happening gradually. But definitely with the help of government, NGOs, various foundations and organizations there, I'm sure that down the line, we'll be slowly pushing more and more women in the mainstream society. That is step one. Step two can be pulling them and making them aware about entrepreneurship and how they can create those kind of ventures where they can stand alone and create a dent in the market and the ecosystem. And for that, I think organizations like FLO there and some other organizations like UN for Women and so on are doing a great job there. It's remarkable. And third can be, of course, once they start business, reducing the failure rate, making them to learn more and more, mentoring them more and more, training them, and of course, helping them in getting fund. Where people like us, the incubation centers or some ministries come into picture, where possibly we can help these women entrepreneurs not only to train them, to make them aware about entrepreneurship, but also to handhold them and mentor them for creating a venture right away from ideation stage, validation stage to growth stage and further. So I think this is, of course, a small step of undergoing an MoU between FLO and AIC. But then I believe, and I'm sure this is not just an MoU, but a strong step towards upliftment of women entrepreneurs, especially in and around Tri-City in India, for sure. Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me today.
Thanks so much for that.
Thank you, Mr. Bhushan.
Thank you.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead, Janviji.
No, I'm just looking at what is there next. May I call for the MoU signing, is it, Mr.? That
yes,
was very interesting.
Yeah, we will play
that was very interesting what you said, Mr. Pandey, about the 34% of women entrepreneurs get funding in our country. And you're talking from last year's data.
Right, absolutely. This is the latest data that happened in 2019. 20 was, of course, a dip because of pandemic. Yes. But that was the data till 2019. So that is a major area which needs to be looked at, because most of the venture capitalists or VC firms which are there in the country, they also try to look into the ventures which are either male centric or a mix of male and female, but not much of them are interested to invest in women entrepreneurs. So this is one such area which needs to be looked at for sure.
I just wanted to tell you that on the 12th of March, we are running out the first of the FLO Startup Women's Award.
Right,
and
right.
This will be approached in a very systematic way and very process-driven. And we hope this will continue. And after that, the winners get to meet a panel of investors.
Right, right. So that is a great initiative.
Yes, and we'd definitely like to have your, inputs on that and see how we can connect. We will see that we can connect you with that as well for these inputs. So the learning on all sides that we, develop as we go along. And so thanks very much for that. And now let us show a formal signing of the MOU virtually. I'll ask Anshu to please do the needful. Our glitches are always there, but I'm sure we're. We'll slowly go on to a physical and virtual sort of a mode, I think.
Right. That is being followed across. I mean, that is a problem. We are trying to still cope up with things. Even at our incubation center, the startups are still working virtually. So most of the physical facility is being unused because of the pandemic.
Correct.
Yeah. Right. Anshu, are you there? You're trying?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine.
So Bhushan, today also is also very special to me because, having done a few leadership courses at the ISB Hyderabad, it's also a very special moment for me to be able to come back and have this opportunity to do this signing of the MOU. So it's kind of really close to my heart to have this opportunity.
Sure.
Is there some music playing? Sorry, we did try the music.
I think we've lost.
Well, this is our little attempt. So let's see if it plays with the music. Thank you, Anshu. Thank you, Anshu.
Thank you, Anshu. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Anshu. We've probably almost come to the end of a wonderful event, but a beginning of a very rewarding relationship. With that, allow me to pass the baton of this relationship with Mannat Kothari, who's the chapter chair for the Ludhiana chapter, to give the vote of thanks. Mannat, of course, is one of the very passionate leaders in FLO and has taken several initiatives during the course of the year to, really spend time upskilling her members during the pandemic. So really very happy to pass on the baton, and I'm sure it's in very good hands for now for you to continue the relationship with ISB Mohali, and wish you all the very best with that. Please, Mannatji, go ahead and give us the vote of thanks.
Thank you for your kind words and good morning, everybody. Many congratulations to Madam President, Mrs. Janvi Fugan, on signing of the MOU between FLO under the aegis of FLO Incubation Cell headed by Mrs. Nehal Parekh and the Incubation Center AIC ISB Association Mohali. Another feather in your cap. A heartfelt thanks to two of our esteemed speakers, Mr. Yamini Bhushan Pandey, the Chief Executive Officer, AIC Indian School of Business, and Ms. Harshita Sharma, the Program Manager, AIC Indian School of Business. We hope that this association will provide a nurturing, instructive, and supportive environment for entrepreneurs during the critical stages of starting up of new business and shall increase the chance that a startup will succeed and shorten the time and reduce the cost of establishing and growing its business. Last but not the least, to all the wonderful audience who have witnessed the signing of MoU for the association of these two prestigious organizations. Stay home, stay safe, and thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you,
Thank
Manat.
you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Manat.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
And I look forward for more and closer interaction with Jahnavi ma'am and Nehal, of course.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Looking
Thank
forward to working with AIC, ISB, and thank you for coming on board. And congratulations, everybody.
Thank you and congratulations. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Bye.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Congratulations, Nehal. Congratulations,
Thank you.
Janviji. Congratulations,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bhushanji.
Thank you. And congratulations to all of you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.